Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome, everyone. Today, February 1st, 2019. This is our last budget hearing. We'll be adopting the budget tonight for the years 2019-2020. Just want to make an announcement that some people have received a letter that says Orange County Civil Service on it. And I got some phone calls. I actually had two of them brought into the village hall. Okay, it was sent through the U.S. Post Office. Right now, we have our police working on it. We have our attorneys working on it. I will get back to you with actually what happened, how it happened, and what's going to happen. Okay. That will be sent out, will be put in the paper as well as put on Facebook. Village of Washingtonville 2019-2020 budget. It's the percent of taxes that affect the village residents. Town of Blooming Grove, Lafayette Library, Fire District, School District, the Ambulance, and Orange County. The school district you can see is 5.3%. Town of Blooming Grove is 5%. Lafayette Library is 5.9%. Ambulance is 2.2%. Fire District is 2.7%. And Orange County is 3%. Our budget is made up of three funds: the multi-fund, the water fund, the sewer fund, and the facility is just part of the sewer fund. The facility fund was created back in 1995. From 1995 to present, past administrations were going to put money into that fund to alleviate any expense that the sewer department had. It took our administration to finally realize we need to put money in there. Right now we should have over close to $1 million. We have $76,000. So we're getting closer to the million. The multi-fund consists of the police department, Department of Public Works, as well as the village hall. Our police department is headed by Chief Brian Zaccaro. Our sergeants, Kenneth Lopez, Frank Sorigliano, Christopher Martin. Detectives, Jeffrey Anderson, Thomas Santaswato. Patrol is Joshua Tremper, Benjamin Gerstner, Joseph Mendez, Charles Mitchell, Aaron Cuadrado, Aaron Ramos, Michael Affici, James Drury, and we have part-time Vincent Beal, Jose Santiago, and Dave Pritchett. School resource officers, something that we came into agreement with or understanding with the school district to place SROs in the buildings. Charles Martin is a full-time police officer. We removed him from a regular patrol on every day. We put him in the schools. We have 3 schools here in the village: the senior high school, the junior high school, and Taft Elementary. We went out and we hired 4 part-time policemen: James Cronin, Scott Davey, William Wilson, and Robert Kanamata. So they rotate between the 3 schools, with Charles Martin in the high school, middle school, and Taft. So whenever he travels from one building to another, he's replaced by one of those 4. Our dispatches for the police department were Maria Fleming, Cheryl Weiser, Paul Neiman. School crossing guards, Victor Aprino, Linda Steinberger, and I put Patricia Nunes, who's our court clerk, under the police department. Department of Public Works, Superintendent is Christopher Martino. Working leader is William Mann. We have laborers of Alfred Mann, Carl Burke, Nicholas Muller, Christopher Van Riper, Kevin Schaefer, Mark Lanchette, and William Pence. Here in the Village Hall, we're staffed by full-time our village clerk, Christine Shankman, Donna Foley, part-time, Tony Ann Hahn, part-time, bookkeeper, Eric Garvey, part-time, recreation, Diane Jansen, and Christine Graham. Village Hall, on the left-hand side, you'll see what was budgeted last year and what's going to be budgeted this year, 2019-20. So last year was $214,651. This year, $242,706. Municipal services. Last year we budgeted $55,104. This year we budgeted $84,956. Shared services. In the handouts, it gives you all of the shared services. Right now, we just we took out some of those services. So you see, last year we budgeted $321,912. This year, $324,137. Special items. Last year, $135,000. They're contingent accounts. This year, $135,000. So remain the same. Law enforcement last year, we budgeted $1.9 million. I'll just round it off. This year, $2.0 million. Public safety. Last year, $11,500. This year, $12,700. Code enforcement. Last year, $40,150. This year, $40,900. Highways and streets, $569,773. This year, $800,600. Parks, $259,000 last year to $666,600 this year. What that is, we have 5 parks here in the village. Village Park at Woodfield, Burn Allen Park, Memorial Park, Veterans Park, which is right across from Betty's Country Kitchen, and Sewell Park, which is across from the middle school. If you look in the handout, we received $385,000 in grants to work with Memorial Park for an inclusive playground in conjunction with the Lions Club. We also have a grant that we received last year of $135,000 for Burn Allen Park. Recreation program remains the same, $23,000. I'd like to go back a few slides to the highways and streets. About receiving a grant for $100,000 from Assemblyman Skoufis before he left the Assembly to join the Senate. Culture stays the same, $8,300. Zoning and planning remains the same, $4,500. Sanitation, last year we budgeted $15,000. This year we had to increase it to $21,355. We have a DEC consent order. DEC came up here to the village back in September. They did a complete audit and issued us a fine. That fine dates back to work that was never completed all the way back to 2008. Community environment, last year we budgeted $164,000. This year we're budgeting $150,925. Employee benefits, last year 1.3 million, this year 1.5 million. Our debt service for the bonds that are outstanding right now, whether it be this building here, the sewer, we also have, well, those two predominantly coming out of the multi-fund. Last year, budgeted $87,000. It came down to $57,964 this year. Was it the other way around?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It went up.
It went up, so let me, it went up by 30,000.
Yes. It was 57.
Thank you. Village of Washingtonville water facilities. We as a board decided that it was in the best interest of the village residents to outsource our water operations, okay, to JCO Incorporated. They're out of Wurtsboro. What they do now will be meter replacement. They read the meters, they monitor the wells every day. And what we did was eliminate overtime from the Department of Public Works. The overtime that they would be given would be if there was a water main break, so forth. Gives them more time to spend doing the items that need to be completed that was shown earlier, including the DEC consent. Last year, we budgeted the water for $444,895. This year, we're budgeting $389,899 with an anticipated revenue of $395,296. This is if people use more water, that number's going to go up, as well as the sewer. Now, the sewer, we outsourced it to JCO about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, to watch the failing sewer plant at the time, because we didn't have people who were licensed to run that plant once the one person resigned to move on to a different town. Last year, we budgeted $534,000, $398. This year, we're budgeting $564,000, with an anticipated revenue of $628,304. So you can see that it's a tremendous savings doing it the way that we have been doing. Anticipated revenue for the facility is $96,000. The total assessed value, this is a formula that I received from our tax assessor out of Blooming Grove. Total assessed value for the Village of Washingtonville is $76,620,000. Our budget assumed taxes coming in, again, a number from the tax assessors, $3.5 million. Well, we're dividing that by 1% of the assessed value, which comes out to 0.045. Last year, the assessment for the village was $45.71. I'm sorry, $45.43. This year, the assessed value is $45.71.
Cartoons or anything?
I would do the beep, but I don't know what that is.
Appreciate it.
Yes, I'm sure you would appreciate it. I mean, not Questions?
I have questions about the Woodfield part of the budget.
Okay.
According
Please
to
state your name and your address.
David Marino, I don't live in Washingtonville, I live in Blooming Grove, but I'm the vice president of softball for Washingtonville Little League, so I represent the 100-plus families of the girls who play at Woodfield. It says here that the budget for Woodfield last year was $10,000 and only $4,000 was spent. I was told that because there was no money in the budget and there were no workers, that the village would no longer be taking care of the park. So I had to take care of the park with my personal machinery, my money, my time. The money was right here. I don't understand why that money couldn't have been spent. It now says that the budget will be cut for next year, so I guess that means there will be no DPW worker to work on the field?
What's going to happen with the field from our DPW? We will mow the lawn, we did this year.
Okay.
We will weed the perimeter.
But the field will not be raked or lined or,
No.
historically, going back forever,
Right,
it was.
yes.
And we were the